Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a quick tip, and a quick tip I thought I had made last week, I think, and posted, but it was not even this video, and I don't even know what happened to it. I think perhaps I was thinking I made it, but I didn't. Anyway, this is a practical discussion on vision. A little bit of vision games and kind of how you do this. So, Prokhorovka here in the south. I was over on the west side of the map. I noticed that this Basoto old Panzerleiter over here is having a bit of trouble. We've lost a couple tanks over with him, and so because the 1-2 line was fairly well covered, I'd say, I start heading over this way, and now I'm going to play the old vision games using the circles that I have on my mini-map down there and paying attention to where the enemy tanks are so that I can shoot without being seen. So we've got the green circle, which is my view range. We've got the white circle, which is the max view range. Also happens to be the maximum range at which you can be viewed. And the draw range, which is the yellow one, which means you don't see anything on the map. So notice, take a look at the Udez up there. If he was still lit, I would not see him on the map right here. The 40T happens to be outside of the view range, but he is drawn, which means I can shoot him. He's not going to see me. I'm not going to see him. Somebody else sees him. Obviously, there's also land in between us right there. Same thing for the T-29. And pretty quickly, you'll see that I'm bringing into my circle here of draw range this other, there we go, AT-15A. And I'm putting him right on the edge of it. Okay, so it gives me a good buffer right here between the yellow line and the white line. And I do have to watch the T-29. Because the T-29 is peeking up over this hill and is just on the edge. Now, probably if he pushes too far south, he's going to be seen and shot at. But I also don't want to get lit because however many other guys are up here, and there happens to be a few, actually, will then see me sitting out here in the open. So I'm adjusting as I go. And unfortunately, this is the Tier 7. The Tier 7 Italian, which only has 212, I believe, pen with the gold round, so I'm just going to have a really rough time. Take a quick shot, maybe try to get at the hatch right there, but this is such long range right here. So we're just sort of harassing this guy, trying to track him, and the Basoto over here, Panzerleiter, is doing a really nice job here. I go to HE just to be that guy. So yeah, take a quick adjustment, and the reason I did this was to just move myself a little further south away from that T-29, or anyone else who might want to get into the white circle there. Now remember, that is the maximum range at which you can be seen, and the interaction between your camo and their view range is going to bring that inside the white line at some point. So you cannot be seen by anyone outside the white line directly, unless somebody else sees you and relays that to them, in which case you will be drawn, much like the T-29 is to me right now. Okay, but the more camo you have, the further inside that white line somebody can get before they end up seeing you. And remember, when you fire, you lose a bunch of camo, and when you move, you lose some camo as well, unless you're a scout. All right? So I'm just going to kind of adjust this, and now I'm just being that guy with the HE. I want to start harassing this dude. I want to just do a little bit of damage to him, let him know somebody is watching him so he doesn't YOLO in there. The Basoto's doing a really nice job. He's getting a bunch of assist here while I shoot at this guy and do my whole 20 and 60 and all that. I think I get a little bit smart here and actually go for a track on this one. Yeah, there we go. Nope, never mind. I was not smart. It just went into the track. So I get a track. Now I'm on a reload. It's only 3 rounds in the autoloader. Ooh, look at this. All right, so we have some more guys that have showed up on the hill. They are currently outside of the white line, the white circle, which is good. Again, checking out the T-29 over there. So I'm going to actually fade a little further south, and I'm thinking I might be able to get some good shots on these guys, but they go dark. Ah, darn, that's a bummer. And it looks like the AT-15, he knows he's lit, and I think he probably figures, I don't know if the Basoto was seen earlier, possibly, so he's probably in there looking for this guy right now, and here he comes. So as he moves in, the Basoto is clearly seen because he gets damaged and he falls off the edge of the map. So I take a shot, and now I'm backing up. Notice how the AT-15 got really close to that white line right there. Okay, really close to the white line. Let's go ahead and make this bigger so we get a better view of what's going on. So I'm just going to back out of this thing, trying to keep that white line away from that guy. I need to be careful right now because, as you can see, there are some edges of this hill that are inside the white line there. And once I fire, pretty well anyone with maximum view range is probably going to see me. which means I want to leave. Now, as I am leaving, I notice that the 1-2 line is being taken care of, and the 1357 is well up on the 1-2 line. So I'm not too worried about that. My initial plan here was to fall back to the trees, but now that the Basoto is still alive and does a nice job to come back around, I'm going to come back around and support this guy. So once again, I'm going to bring my draw range, as a minimum, I want to bring my draw range into the point where anything he lights I can see. I want to cover that whole hill, but I want to be careful about coming too far. Now notice I kind of stop right there, right? I start to slow down, because if I come a little further and they're right on that edge up there and I start shooting, they might see me. So we'll play those vision games. Hanging out right here. Let's show you what I'm doing. Kind of a crummy shot, a little bit rushed, so we're going to be more careful here. Get nicely fully zoomed in. It's the AT-8, so that's the other guy that was up there. Put a nice shot into his side. He is also tracked, so the Basoto's doing a nice job there. Put another big thump on him. And oops, oh geez, now the AT-15A is there, and I think this is the end of our Basoto hero. He does a really nice job, though, for that entire sequence. And I'm backing up a little bit, so I don't get into the draw range. Move a little forward for maybe a slightly better shot. And try to get this guy, and he goes dark. Thought about running away, but I'm going to move up. Kind of cruise right up in here. Now I'm just going to go hold down. Now I'm not going to worry so much about being spotted. As a matter of fact, if they want to shoot me, and this is kind of important, if they want to shoot me, I kind of encourage it because I have a good turret, and maybe I can start spotting them as they fire, because now they're going to have the same issue. As I get well inside my view range, which is the green one, the closer I get, the better chance I have of seeing them, and then when they fire, they're going to lower their camo even more, so that interaction between my view range and their camo will be a little bit further in my advantage. You do also clearly have to watch out for making the bush in front of you completely solid, and it kind of depends on the bush sometimes. So there are some spots up there where they could take shots and I simply would not be able to see them, but there's a lot of spots where I will be able to see them. So I'm just going to come up here and see if I can't find them. We find this guy. An unknown whether it was me or the AT. And this is a place, just really quickly before we end this, I completely miss. And I thought right there that it was the AT-15A that saw me. But guess what? You can see it on the mini-map. I didn't even notice this going on. I have both a Type 64 and an ISU come over. So I'm thinking it's just this dude until I take one hit. And first I went, oh, fine, it's a Type. And then, oh, geez Louise, 770 from the ISU. He thumps me. All right, so there you go. There's a little interaction and a practical discussion of draw range, the range at which you can be seen, or the maximum range at which you can be seen, which is the 445, the white line, and then the green line, which is your view range, and some of the interactions between that. And that's how people play those vision games. Keeping the enemy outside that white line, you can shoot all day long, and provided there isn't somebody inside it that spots you and then relays your position to them, you won't ever be seen. So watching the mini-map, positioning yourself such that you can keep from being seen from one area while you're shooting into another, all of those good things. I hope that helps you guys out. That's all I've got for today, and we will see ya.